solving last mile inefficiencies. Well, joining us today to speak about that, Salman Habib, co-founder and CEO of Burke. Salman, good to see you. Welcome.
Thanks, Russell.
You know, it's clearly important, I would think that most people would say, it's very important when you, in last mile delivery, when you are offering on-demand and same-day delivery, that you get it right. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess the question is why, and why is it so complicated? What do you say?
Yeah, Russell, so when we look at last mile, one of the things that's crucial about last mile is the fact that it's customer facing. Mm-hmm. Unlike middle mile, last mile does not operate in a controlled environment. And your expectations as a customer have increased over the last couple of years. And as you're offering last mile as a retailer, you have to take into consideration what your customers expect from you. And there are a lot of things that customers expect these days. You have visibility of the deliveries, you have reliability of the deliveries. And you really have to ensure that as a retailer, you're living up to those customer expectations. Mm-hmm. And that really makes it very challenging for retailers to get last mile right. And there are a lot of challenges to it. Of course, we'll discuss later around the challenges on the tech solutions, but these are some of the reasons why retailers really have to get last mile right compared to middle mile or the first mile.
You know, we want to talk about some of these inefficiencies. You know, a list for us, if you might, what some of those major inefficiencies are, and then tell us just what is the big deal? How is that affecting or impacting the customer experience, the customer expectation? So what do you say?
Yeah, no, that's a wonderful question. One of the things that we see within last mile is, and we really have to take a step back and take a look at what's available to retailers at the moment, which defines what are the major inefficiencies that they're facing right now. Now, as a retailer, you have several options as how you can offer on-demand or same-day delivery. One of the options for you is to hire your own drivers. And that is a very complex and arduous process for any retailer to go through. You have the cost of driver churn, you have the cost of driver management, the driver retention, you have the issues around what we're recently seeing with the fuel costs, right? So a lot of those things get added when it comes to offering on-demand and same-day delivery if you're hiring your own drivers. What we're seeing in the market right now is a lot of retailers, a lot of businesses are opting out of that solution. They're finally realizing that this is perhaps not best for their unit economics. That's the first option. That's a major inefficiency that we see with retailers offering on-demand and same-day last mile delivery. Then the second option that retailers have right now is around using a third-party crowdsourced fleets, partnering up with national delivery providers to offer delivery. Now, I must agree that it's a more ideal situation. You don't have to hire your own drivers, you don't have to manage your own fleet, you do get broader geographic coverage, but even then, there are a lot of challenges around how do you ensure quality when you don't own the drivers, right? Because these are not your drivers, you're outsourcing them to a third-party delivery company. And as I was mentioning earlier, customer expectations have peaked. Yes. Customers demand visibility, customers demand reliability, customers demand the fact that your delivery has to arrive right on time. How do you ensure that when you're using a third-party fleet, right? Now, these are what we can call the fundamental issues that retailers are facing right now. But I must say, these are just the starting point. The issues, the inefficiencies that are facing are multitude. Mm-hmm. And of course, we can go on and talk about these issues for a long time. But fundamentally speaking, the fact around how do these retailers go out and offer delivery are the ones that we just discussed.
You know, we want to talk a bit about the technology that one might consider implementing, but I suppose the question then is, what are those areas that my supply chain team needs to be focusing on before we actually start thinking about doling out dollars for technology? So what would you say? Walk us through that.
That's a good point, Mike. Russell, one of the things that we chatted about earlier was this idea around customer expectations. Mm-hmm. And really, as retailers are going around looking for different tech stacks, looking for what to implement, looking for different tech solutions out there, one of the things that they have to keep in mind is, what are customers expecting from you? What is that customers want? Mm-hmm. And it's not an easy job, because for retailer to retailer, that might actually be a different answer to that specific question. But fundamentally speaking, as we discussed earlier, one of the things that customers care about is transparency. Mm-hmm. They really want to know where the delivery is at any given point, which is how we can term visibility. Then you of course have the reliability. They want to know that their items can get delivered right on time. So as retailers are going out, as businesses are going out to look for tech solutions to implement within their own systems, they really have to take that into consideration. They have to make sure that whatever system that is, it does provide them with the right customer expectation, with the right customer satisfaction that retailers and businesses can then go and offer to their clients.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know, if I'm going to be leveraging a third-party platform here, one of the things I'm going to be concerned about is de-risking, right,
Sure.
the last mile operations, delivery operations there. Well, so walk me through what I need to be concerned with there. What do you say?
Yeah. Using, as I mentioned earlier, third-party solutions, third-party delivery providers it is an ideal approach.
Mm-hmm.
Again, to ensure cost effectiveness, to ensure optimal geographic coverage. There are challenges, as we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
How do you ensure quality of these drivers? How do you ensure reliability? So one of the things that we are seeing in the space is retailers are headed towards utilizing and leveraging network aggregators. Now, these are softwares that are essentially aggregating and consolidating multiple different delivery providers. So instead of relying on a single delivery company,
Mm-hmm.
you have access to multiple different delivery providers. And you have this bird eye view around who's performing the best, who has the best rates. So you can optimize for speed, you can optimize for price, you can optimize for reliability. And that's one of the more essential ways what retailers can tap into to ensure that they're de-risking this very specific approach to utilizing third-party providers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great information. You know, it occurs to me that somebody watching may not be entirely familiar with Burke.
Sure.
So if you would, just take a moment, tell us about the company, what does it do, how are you optimizing operations for your customer base? What do you say?
For sure. Burke is solving for the biggest problem that retailers are facing right now, and which is how do you optimize for the third-party delivery providers? We provide a platform for businesses to offer on-demand and same-day delivery instantly. And the way, Russell, we've done that is we've consolidated some of the largest delivery companies in the US, as well as some of the smallest local delivery companies. And as a retailer, within a single platform, within a single API, you can get access to multiple different delivery providers. And you can optimize for your customer satisfaction. You can optimize for, as I mentioned earlier, visibility, reliability, and see what are these different delivery companies that work for you best. And you can make those decisions. We've implemented AI and machine learning to help these retailers, to help businesses make those decisions. And that's precisely how we're helping the delivery space at the moment.
Well, great drill down and great information. Salman, I thank you so very much for finding the time to speak with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Salman Habib, Burke, speaking with us today about inefficiencies in last mile delivery and how you might solve them. Thanks for watching.